Hey ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am home today, sick, sort of, because I have a toothache. Don't worry, I'm seeing the dentist later today. But I thought it would be a good chance to jump right into a new package I have from Vibe EDC. This has been sitting here for a little while, and it's time to open this up and see what we have. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. It's probably the smallest box anyone has ever sent me. Before I do, though, I want to look at a quick little video that Emil sent me. Maybe that'll help me a little bit before I look at them.
Hi there. I thought I'd send you a quick video of the three things which I've just sent. Thanks again for looking at it.
You're welcome.
So we got three items. We've got the slider, which is not got a name.
Okay.
I got this, which is currently called...
well, slider that doesn't have a name. Let's start with that. Ooh. Not bad. I'd say right away it's a little long. Ooh, that's actually kind of nice. But a little long right away. Oh, he's done it right. So his vertical spacing of the magnets is exactly the same horizontally. So it means that you can do this sort of track slider without it wobbling off. Guess that's like a tape or something. I'll have to ask about that. Yeah, very... It's like almost like a muted sort of smacky slap click. I like how this is wood. Some sort of balsam sort of wood. Very neat. Obviously, like the Star Wars stuff is probably like something you could, just to demonstrate that you can do laser engraving, right? I probably personally have mine with Star Trek because it's the superior science fiction universe. Fight me. All right, so let's see what's up next.
The Dominator.
Dominator.
We got Totem as well. So we'll just quickly go through them. So this
I see.
Is I've done a few sliders. This is quite a lightweight one, so it's 3D printed. It's got laser cut wood and etch on the top. I just did a kind of a random pattern Star Wars thing. Not particularly a Star Wars fan, but I had to put something on there. And then it's dyed. And then also on all my sliders I put this layer of plastic, which is stuck on. I found with the 3D printed resin, there was no real way of getting it to be smooth all the time. It would always have some stick. So I ended up putting this plastic on, which makes it look quite good as well, I think. Not sure what I'm doing with this one. I think it's maybe done. I don't know if it's sellable. Certainly with different designs, it might be quite interesting. And then we got the Dominator. So this is my latest one. So it's double-sided slider with these little dominoes you can put on either side. And it feels different depending on how many you've got. So there's two on that side, one on that side. Also, if you put a few on the side of the string, you can do this quite cool move, which is quite satisfying.
What?
So you just push it up. If it's sticky at all on yours, just keep doing it, and after about a day or so,
no way,
it'll become smooth. There's little ridges on there which smooth out. This one's quite nice. I'm pretty pleased with this. So there's also so I've given you the brass one. I've also done three other ones. So there's brass version. There's carbon. It's like carbon. This has got carbon tubes on the side, so it's very lightweight. And then there's clear as well. The clear is quite cool because you can see the magnets jiggle around. Yeah, quite pleased with that one actually.
Quite pleased with that one. Let's take a look at that then. This is obviously the one that Emil is like most proud of. The Dominator. Ooh, good weight already. Man, this is cool stuff. This is not 3D printed stuff that I've seen before. This is like this whole infusing of the this metal piece, like the brass with everything else. That's quite interesting. I wonder if I can do the move. Oh, what was it again? But I want to do that move. What was it? Just got it to stack up somehow. Oh, I'm gonna freaking lose every single piece. I gotta see what he said. What did he say?
Put a few on side of the string. You can do this quite cool move, which is quite satisfying. So you just push it up.
Oh, it's
if it's
side of the
sticky
string.
It's all on yours, just keep doing it.
Side of the string. I completely missed that part last time. Okay. Okay. So we go. Whoa. That's actually pretty fun. That's kind of addictive. Cool. I'm just gonna sit here and zone out on this. Okay, so I'm quite impressed with this as well, obviously. This is pretty neat. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's got his logo right there at the top. Very well made stuff. I would pay, I don't know what he's charging. Pay easily 80 to 100 USD, I think, for something like this. Okay, next up.
Also, there's a spare domino.
Oh.
I think I've put in.
Okay, so it's only supposed to come with 3. I have 4.
And then
I got
there's
it.
the totem. So it's
totem.
It's supposed to be a totem pole. So it's kind of like a slider, but it's circular. And you can kind of spin it around and...
Whoa. What?
We'll just have one. Feels a bit different.
Oh my god, that sounds so good.
Yeah, this one's quite nice as well, I think. Anyway, let me know if you've got any questions.
Yeah, I want to play with that right now. Oh my god. This is all it's a wood inlay. I've never seen like 3D printing resin like work like this. What the hell? Oh my god. Whoa. Holy shit, the haptics on that are crazy. I've never felt anything like that before. Whoa. That's crazy. I'm blown away. That is so cool. It's like these opposing... It's like the haptic feedback of this is bouncing up into like this part of my wrist on both sides when I go like this. It's like one magnets want to go one way but the other way, and you're fighting against that with the bar. That is so fucking cool. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I'm initially way more impressed than I thought it would be. God, you can just grab and go like that. Whoa. This thing is crazy. This thing is so crazy. And this move, holy crap. I could just like sit there and do that. That feels like therapy or something. Okay. Wow. No, I've never tried any of this stuff. This is crazy. Okay. I'm going to go spend some more time with it. Okay. If you haven't been able to tell where this review is going to end up going, it's holy crap. Vibe EDC. This is really cool stuff. I'm loving it so far. More later. Okay, well, I'm back. All my hair is gone. I have no idea where it went. And according to my last recording from before when I unboxed them all, it's been about 11 days that I have had my grubby little mitts all over these delicious little fidgets. They're still busting. So I think what we want to do, I want to get the slider out of the way. So here it is. This is the unnamed slider. I'll start with what I love. What I love is that it looks like I found it on the beach. The way he has done the resin and then sort of like, it almost looks a little bit distressed in a way. It kind of looks like it's been sitting on a beach or like sitting in a surfer's pocket or something like that. You know, it's like, hey, dude. Oh, man, that was just like a great sesh. And yeah, check out this slider I got, you know. It kind of reminds me of that. And I love that. I love that it has that pocket worn look already to it. It's just too long. It's too long for me. It's this reach up, you know, and once you make it, it's great. It's actually really good. And the haptics are great. They really are, but it's just a little bit too long. It's about 5 mil too long or something like that. I should check that. What do we got? This was approaching 57. 58. We're going to call this one 58 mil long. So I'm going to say that my max is about 50. 50 mil would be perfect for me. So I'm going to say this thing is about 8 mil too long for me. It's just ergonomically, that's kind of how it works. I think if you want to get a slider into as many hands as possible, you're looking at, you know, kind of catering to the most kind of hand shapes, right? So if this is kind of, it's good. 45 to 48 sort of thing, that's a good. But this is, I don't know, it's just a little too long. Everything else is great, right? I fucking love that there's like wood infused in there. I think that we need to see this slider a little bit shorter, and then with different kind of metals like brass and aluminum and stainless steel, and just I would totally be on board with that. And then it is the slide surface, right? So this is a kind of like a Teflon infused sort of plastic. And we actually already spoke about this because he really wanted to know what I thought about the Teflon. And I told him it's kind of a thing of the past with resin sliders. Now, after experiencing, what was it that I had? The first time I experienced Fidget manufacture. The 3D printing method is called FDM, which stands for Fused Deposit Modeling. Oh, okay, stop. Hi, editor here. I couldn't stand listening to my past self be a complete moron anymore, so I had to jump in. So what I am trying to say is fused deposition modeling, but that is only the method of 3D printing. It's not the actual material, which is what I'm trying to get at. The material I'm trying to get at is called polylactic acid, or PLA. That is the material that creates, in my opinion, the most ultimate slide surface in a 3D printed fidget. I'm just going to fast forward to some part in the video here where I'm playing with a Fidget Boy slider that is made of PLA, and where I also admit that I don't know anything right about here. Okay, bye. I don't know a lot about 3D printing. I'm not a freaking 3D printing scientist. I just play with the damn things. But this is flawless. Like, this stuff never sticks. It's crazy. So this, to me, this is the standard, and this is where kind of 3D printing sliding surfaces need to go. I think that what we're going to see is him redoing this slider and making it with a better sliding surface. So that's my thoughts on the slider. It's like, basically, it's awesome, just needs a little bit of work. Moving on. So next, I want to talk about the Dominator. It came to me as the Dominator, but I gave it to my wife to play with for a little bit, and she asked me, what's it called? And I said, it's called the Dominator. She's like, oh, I get it. Okay, it looks like dominoes. Cool, great. She's like, I thought it kind of looks like dice. So she just started calling it the dice deck. And then I sort of told Emil that. I said, yeah, it's funny. My wife's been calling it the dice deck. And he went, oh my God, I really like that name. So long story short, it's been changed to the dice deck. So from now on, I'm going to refer to the Dominator as the dice deck. All right. This thing's kind of special. There's something about this, and it took me a little bit to figure out what was going on here. First of all, just listen to it. Okay, right? Like, I find that sort of addicting. What I couldn't really place my ear on was, what am I hearing there? It was like, I'm hearing like a magnet movement sort of crunch. Is that what it is? And I think it's the fact that he has, I'll show you. So you see that gap there? I'll take this extra one that he gave. Apparently this is extra, and they wouldn't normally ship with that. We'll get into that later. You see how if you put 4 in, a 5th one couldn't fit in there. And then if I try to put 2 in the center there, they do work, but then you're left with these spaces. So what I'm getting at here is that the spacing of the magnets that are in the slide surface that hold these in, it's longer than how many you can like fit in here. So you always end up with this little space where the magnets don't work, or where they don't like connect. You see what I mean? So what that's actually creating, watch. See how it jumped? And then that one goes there. See that? It jumps before the other ones go. Yes, there is like a little bit of magnet movement going on, I believe, in the slide plate surface. I don't think those magnets are fully secured from what I can hear. But that added little jump is like creating this sort of like mechanical sort of element to the magnets. And it's just making it better. It's making it more interesting. It's making it more dynamic. And like I said, it took me a little bit to figure out what was going on, but that's definitely what it is. I did ask him about it, and I asked him if he had ever played with mechanical fidgets before, because the way you've done the magnets, it's giving me like this mechanical sort of, feeling. And then he shows me this video. Okay. So then he takes a video. Just check this out. So he's made mechanical fidgets. Just look at this.
But yeah, I do actually love mechanical sliders, but they're quite hard to make in 3D prints because obviously you need a hard surface for it to work. But this is some little beads which I did. So this is quite simple. You can put a string through it, and it's just spins around like that. Kind of clicking sound. And
then he just throws it aside. Like, yes, I made a mechanical fidget. It's absolutely wonderful. It's a bead, and you can put it on anything, and it sounds absolutely delicious. But never mind that. Like, look at this thing. I just want to hear that one more time.
It's quite simple.
Quite simple.
You can put a string through it, and it's just spins around like that. Makes a kind of clicking sound.
Makes a kind of clicking sound. I would sit there with that on anything, and I would just play with that for like a very long. That would be, oh my god! Can you imagine that on the end of like a knife or something like that? Okay, so he's already got experience in this, and then check this. God, check this thing out.
And this is actually the first kind of slider I did, or fidget toy I did properly. So it's mechanical, so there's a little ball indent there, there's a ceramic ball under there, there's the ceramic balls, and then it has this trick. So it's a special,
like, oh my god. Okay, I'm ready to keep going.
Arrangement of a magnet there, and some metal bars there, so you kind of have this latching mechanism.
So it's magnetic and mechanical. Just remember that. It's combo.
So that's quite satisfying, actually.
Quite satisfying.
And also you can, these bars are held up with magnets, so you can actually click down. So you get 4 clicks as you press down the 2 bars. So you can kind of crunch it.
Okay, so what I'm analyzing there is that he's saying those bars are held up with magnets. Is that what he said?
These bars are held up with magnets, so you can actually click down. So you get 4 clicks as you press down the 2 bars. So you can kind of.
This is really good stuff. This is he is not trying to pump these things out. He's just going, I love fidgets. I wonder if I could make some. That creates a certain level of quality. And then to have him just be like, yeah, so I mean, like, are these good? Yes. Yes, they are. They very much are.
Crunch it and do that. Do quite want to release this one, but
you should.
It's obviously takes a bit of work to make.
That hesitation of it takes a bit to make, right? I think he's in that stage of like a new maker going, what can I really sell it for? He doesn't really know how good it is yet, but I think he's going to find out.
So I'm not sure on the price, but yeah, this is the first kind of mechanical one I made. Anyway, thanks again. Speaking about.
So the next part, the next little feature of this thing that you already saw in the beginning part, right? But I don't know. I haven't even asked him if, that little thing that it can do was accidental or on purpose. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of those, like, in prototyping and like playing around with it, he realized it, like one of them did it on accident or something. And then he sort of rolled with it and tried to perfect it. It does do that sometimes where you just saw that, right? And it like figures itself out. There's a lot of ways to play with this thing. So in that first video we watched, he did mention offhandedly that he had sent an extra one, I guess maybe as like, in case you lose it or something. I would literally pay extra just to have 2 more in this side as well, so that I could go and play with it like that on that side and then flip it around and do the same thing on the other side. Anyway, this thing's great. Get a look at that brass in there. I love that every single one of his things has some metal. So I guess if I could change anything about this, the only thing I thought was, what if we had like a bigger hole for paracord that you use for knives and stuff? That would be nice, because then we could do our own paracord weaving and that kind of stuff, right? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, so I just took paracord and I made my own little thingy doodle doddle. So if we were able to work that in, I think that would be really, really cool. We obviously can't go right through with a hole there, or we screw up the slide surface. So the only thing I thought was, you know, had the brass bit go all the way up, come all the way around, and go all the way down to the other side, one continuous piece. Then there would be this little loop part that we could attach lots of stuff to. Anyway, that is the dice deck, and that's kind of what I have to say about it. It is, by all means, very addictive. Oh, God. Okay. Whew. Anyway, moving on to what I think is sort of like the winner out of the three that I was sent. So I do want to talk about the totem, and I want to talk about how much I just freaking love it over all three of them. But what we should talk about is how much my wife has absolutely fallen in love with it. So like a lot of you other people out there who aren't like me and aren't comfortable in front of cameras and, you know, just recordings in general and stuff like that, my wife is one of the same. So she doesn't want to really participate in any of the Fidget stuff or be recorded and, you know, so on and so forth. But this Fidget made her so excited and so passionate about it that she agreed to want to at least do a voice recording to talk about how much she loved it. So I'm going to play that for you now.
Hey nerds, it's Miss Fidget Nerd here. I just wanted to hop on and give it a little message, give it a little endorsement, and this is all me, nothing to do with Mr. Fidget, because as you all well know, I do not really hop on his recordings, on his videos, his shorts, his streams, etc. Not my jam. And I'm sure he's mentioned before, I am not the biggest person to enjoy fidgets in general, be them sliders, spinners, etc. There's like one that I've enjoyed up until now, and that's largely because of the aesthetics. There's a little bunny on it, and that made me happy. But when the totem arrived, I was very much taken aback, very much impressed, because I did not only not like hate the sound, but I actually enjoyed the sound, and I enjoyed the way that it felt when I was playing with it. I try every single fidget that comes through these doors, and that is the first one that I actively have taken away from him and said, this is mine, and claimed it for my own. That's never happened before among the countless fidgets that he has tried and tested out. It's absolutely amazing. The sound it makes is not the metallic, like clinking. It's not loud. It's not overbearing. You can play with it in a lot of different ways. And it's got this like rubbery bounce back that tactile wise feels awesome. And it's almost soothing, I would say. But yeah, so after I claimed it, I asked him where we could get another, because obviously he needs one for himself, because that one's mine. And he said they weren't available for sale. That is an absolute sin to me. Highly, highly recommend if/when this maker like starts selling them, that you should get one. You should get two. Get one for your mom, your friends, your cat, your dog. They're amazing. I can't see anyone not finding a way to enjoy them. But yeah, that's about it. Just wanted to highly, highly recommend the totem, which I've been calling the Toto. And yeah, y'all take care and happy fidgeting.
So when I first opened them all, I opened them all up. Then I kind of went and I just like deposited them in the bedroom, and I was like, here, look, I opened these, check them out. And I had to go do something after. I can't remember what it was. I had to walk the dog or something. So I just left right away afterwards. And then I came back about 20 minutes later. So she played with all of them. And then she grabs a totem and she says, that thing's fucking incredible. I was like, oh, really? That's very interesting, because I had this feeling that she was going to like it, because like she said, she's tried like everything. So I've started to get a sense of what she's like really into and what like doesn't, you know, what she doesn't like, right? Which is most of it. Most of it, she's just like, yeah, no, I don't like that sound. Or no, oh God, it's weird. It's too big. It's too heavy, too metallic-y, crunchy. Oh, that's making a scraping noise. You know, all that kind of stuff. This one, no, she was like, that's incredible. And that's mine now. And I'm like, okay, that's good. Okay, cool. That's yours now. She's like, yeah, no, that's not going anywhere now. Fair enough. So I am only using this on her permission right now to do the rest of this review. And then it has to go back into the bedroom where it lives on our little shelf above our bed. So there's something about the haptics with this. It's like she was talking about with the crunch, how usually she wouldn't like that. But it's the fact that it's made with resin that is like making it better. It's making it work for it. And this bounce thing that she's talking about, the one that I like freaked out in the first part of the video, there is something. She will just, I'll walk in and I'll see her just sitting there, you know, playing it with like this in a sort of like meditative, calming way. So there's like this bouncy feedback, right? This rubbery, bouncy feedback that's going on. And like I was saying in the first part of the video when I unboxed it, that bounce, you feel it. Like you can feel it throughout your entire hand. It's really quite unique. And at first I thought that's going to be awkward to play with, but it's not. It's like there are flows to it. One of my favorite flows was you could go like that, that. And I would find myself just caught in that. It's very addictive. And then you can just take a ring off if you want like a 3-click. But the way the haptics work when you have the 2 on, there's just this resistance, you know? I think that's part of what it is. You have this resistance before it pops through to the next one. And it's not hard to do at all. There's no problem with sliding or anything like that. It's just, it's satisfying. And these brass balls, they not only look good, but they also actually help with the grip of being able to like turn it. Because that's the other thing you can play with is you can just have like, sometimes I'd have like one on each end. And then you're just sitting there, turning one end, flipping it, turn the other side. It's one of those ones where I can't wait to see how many ways people will figure out how to play with it, because I'm still discovering other ways to play with it. Like it's just got so much, it's got dynamic play, right? You can just see the quality. You can just see the time and the attention put into it. It's even got cool little designs built into there. It's just so neat. And then the metal element, right? I was talking about before how he's, you know, putting metal into all of them. So this has a kind of like a weight to it. And you wonder, oh, what is that? But you can see he's literally taken like a piece of stainless steel and put that down the center of that and then sealed it off with a little bit of resin. So good. And it just gives it a little bit more of that weight. I love it. And then these have the same sort of wood that is being put into the slider with little laser engravings on it. So there's even more potential. Like you could be laser cutting like little pieces of metal and stuff. Like get some very, very thin gauge metal and laser cut that out and put different kinds of metal in there. I think it's so cool. Anyway, big fan. So yeah, apparently I have to talk to Emil now and tell him that, you know, if there was a plan for these like going back to you, unfortunately the totem has to stay, and I'm gonna need to buy another one because I definitely want one for my collection. And yeah, this one's not mine anymore. So that's all the stuff I like about it. If I wanted to see anything in the future, I would say, wouldn't it be cool if we got a 5 magnet totem for it, because then we would get the option to have 3 clicks with 2 rings. So we had one more magnet length out there, then we'd have 3 clicks. That would be cool. Then, since these magnets are all secured, like they're in there, they're secured, and I don't really think they're coming out. I think he's done a good job of keeping exposed magnets in. I haven't seen any chance of those coming out. But then the magnets that are inside the rings, those are the ones that are unsecured, right? So those do move around, and that's what's creating that crunchy, that beautiful, beautiful crunchy sound. So another option would be securing the magnets within the rings, because the haptics on this are so solid and satisfying and present and good that I don't think you would even need to have that crunch from the unsecured magnets to be getting a satisfying sort of play with it. Because as much as I like it, I want to play with it in public more, but it is kind of loud, right? So I think I even had it. I went out to somewhere like the pharmacy or something like that, and I was like picking up a prescription or something, and I had it in my pocket, and I was waiting there in the line, and I took it out and started playing with it and clicking it, and went like, oh fuck, that's actually like, it's kind of loud. And I'm kind of like, I'm not the kind of guy to just go out there and just be like, click, 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 click. Look at this friggin' fidget I have. Like, look at this thing, everyone. Anyone want to ask me about this fidget? Like, I don't know. I'm pretty private about them for the most part. So I think that would be cool. I think that'd be cool if there was a more quiet option for it. I would definitely get into that. And then people are, of course, going to say, I know you're going to say, oh, that would be so cool in tungsten, or, oh my God, that would be so cool in this metal and this metal. And you know what? I say like, no. There's something about the fact that it is made in the majority of like this resin. It is adding to the sound. It's adding to the haptics. It's that rubbery feedback. It would change it so much if it was in metal. And I am not convinced that it would be better in any way whatsoever. The fact that we already have metal infused in there, to me, is entirely enough. And that's not something that I would be probably jumping on board with immediately right away. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and nerds and nerdettes and all that stuff, that's really, I think that's what I have to say about this. This stuff's great. I was just honestly shocked. I can't talk highly enough. And like my wife said, it is a travesty, a sin, a crime that these literally haven't been sold to the public yet. All there is a Facebook group called Vibe EDC. Go join it. The link will be in the description. And just wait for a drop. Wait for something, because I think these are great. Please remember to like and subscribe. It helps me. I'm just like a dude that's almost 40, like sitting here playing with fidget toys. So like, who knows? Who's actually watching this, right? So like and subscribe. That's it.